Yo guys, what's up? It's YeouschReloaded and today I'm bringing you another Crysis 3 open beta gameplay. This time my gameplay style is quite a bit different from my previous two videos. My previous two videos were the feline and the marshal, where I was just pretty much rushing around on crash site on the map airport, just racking up the kills. This time we're playing museum and again it's crash site, but this time we're using the FY71M assault scope for some long range style tactical sort of gameplay. I've also got my foregrip on there to reduce the vertical recoil of my FY71, and I've also got the muzzle brake on the end to reduce the horizontal recoil. Now, I did have a suppressor on this class originally, but I took it off immediately after the first round. I just felt the suppressor wasn't giving me enough damage output, and the muzzle brake obviously has its advantages of reducing your recoil a little bit. You'll see, even without the suppressor and the reduced damage that brings, I am taking quite a little while to kill these guys. These guys are all obviously using auto armor like everyone else in the game right now, and you'll see I've got the scout perk on, which shows their health, and you can just watch that and see exactly how much damage each of my bullets are doing to these guys. So why the sudden change of pace in my gameplay? Well, I wanted to show you guys something a little bit different, something a little bit more tactical in the gameplay. Some people don't like the rusher style and they want to play a little bit differently, so I wanted to show you guys just how you can go about playing things a little bit differently. There's a lot of things you need to watch out obviously when you're playing the ranged class, and I'll talk about those in this video. In Crysis 2, one of my favourite classes was the FY71 with the assault scope and the suppressor with point fire enhance. I do actually have point fire enhance as well on this class. That's for any shotgunners or any other people that get too close. I can just hip fire those guys down, since the assault scope really isn't the best thing to use at close range. But yeah, in Crysis 2, people got a little bit upset after a little while, saying the FY71 was too overpowered, so it got banned from pretty much every server. In Crysis 3, it's looking pretty balanced in my opinion. Some people still say it's overpowered, but I think they're just living in the past of Crysis 2. It's definitely taken me a good few well-aimed bullets to take these guys down. Of course, if my aim had been a little bit better in this situation, I probably would have gotten this guy before he blasted me to pieces with his jaw missile. But that's my first death, guys. I actually go 42 and 2 in this gameplay, so not too bad. I hope you guys enjoy the gameplay and maybe you'll learn some things just from watching the video. But I want to talk to you guys about long range gameplay anyway. Obviously, everyone in Crysis 3 has unlimited sprints, so there's going to be some problems with people coming for you. Shotgunners are going to be basically the worst thing for you. You're going to need to watch out for shotgunners a lot right now in the open beta, especially when the marshal is so OP as it is right now. Tagging is going to be incredibly useful for long range gameplay. That's going to let you know where your enemies are all the time, and if they get too close you can fall back and get ready to take them out. These guys here were coming up the stairs. Tagging stealth enemies is incredibly useful because they go down so much faster in stealth and you can see them very easily. They've got that nice red glow on their outline for you and teammates as well when they're tagged. Luckily for this crash site here, I did have a swarmer ready. I would not have wanted to jump down there with my FY71 assault scope. Probably would have gotten taken out pretty easily by these two guys, especially when one of them had an incinerator sitting underneath the stairs down there. That's the best way to use a swarmer. Definitely use swarmers from the high ground. Aiming upwards with the swarmer, if someone's above you, generally it does not work with the swarmer. You won't get the kill that way. Your bullets will probably fly off into the sky. It's the same with the alien weapons. You kind of want to be on high ground when using them, like the explosive alien weapons. Obviously the rifle and the shotgun styled alien weapons are okay to use on people that are at the same level as you and above you as well. You're going to see me get into a few sticky situations in this gameplay, so it's a good idea to keep an eye on the video just to see how I'm going to deal with these sort of things. There's actually one coming up right here. There's a marshal user hunting me down right now, and 9 times out of 10 an assault scope is not going to win against a shotgun at close range. Here he comes now across this bridge, and as you can see my aim is totally off as he power jumps over my head. I do try and throw in some melees there, but totally miss them as well, so the only option I have is to fall back and get out of that situation very quickly. I do have the maneuverability suit module on this class. Actually, it's probably my favourite suit module out of all the suit modules in the open beta. I've been using it on pretty much all my classes. For this class setup here, it is perfect for long range players to run away from shotgunners. I've also got EMP grenades on this class. I find them to be incredibly useful, as I've said before, but obviously for this class I find them to be incredibly useful in a different sort of way. With my feline and shotgun classes, I would chuck an EMP grenade at the crash site before I jump down in there and clean it out. For this class, however, I prefer to use them a little bit more defensively. Again, if someone was coming for me, someone hunting me down, then basically what I want to be doing is running around a corner, dropping an EMP grenade behind me, and then preparing for these guys to come around the corner after me. This puts them at an incredible disadvantage because they will have no armor mode, no auto armor, no stealth, so I can basically line up the shot as these guys come around corners, and they will go down really fast after that. Obviously you have to be pretty careful with your EMP grenades, because EMP grenades do actually affect you as well. So if you put them too close to your character, and there is actually quite a wide range, sometimes you don't actually need to be inside the sort of sphere, the blue sphere that appears when you drop an EMP grenade for you to be affected by it. And if those drain your stealth and your armor to 0 as well, you're putting yourself at quite a disadvantage. Obviously sometimes it's actually just worth it to drop an EMP grenade on yourself to make sure you're countering those guys with auto armor. I've done that myself as well sometimes it's the only way to deal with it, but it is a way to deal with it nonetheless, and it does work. Again, you can see here I've got myself into another sticky situation out of FY71M ammo, pulling out a Nova. These guys are above me and around me. Luckily I had a Swarmer ready to get this guy. I don't know where his buddy went, he sort of ran away. So yeah, Swarmers are incredibly useful to have handy. Do not, as soon as you get a Swarmer, pull it out. That is an incredibly bad idea. Swarmers really slow down your movement speed. They take a while to pull out as well, so if you're in a combat situation, you're going to want to find some cover before pulling out your Swarmer. Otherwise it's probably going to get you killed. I guess a lot of people already have been killed this way, pulling out a Swarmer. I know I have been killed pulling out a Swarmer, but I'm getting used to it now as well. I found that playing long range, my ammo has run out quite a lot, so obviously you're not down there in the midst of the combat picking up your ammo when you kill off a player, so you're going to want to make sure you have a really good secondary weapon. My favourite secondary weapon so far is definitely the M12 Nova. The Majestic for me doesn't do enough damage. It's actually 4 bullets to kill with the Majestic, and even if you disable auto armor it's still another 2 shots. You can see here that I've got a max nanosuit, and I've spoken about this before, but max nanosuit actually replenishes all the ammo of all your weapons when you activate it. It doesn't matter if you have 0 bullets in your magazine, it will automatically refill that without having to reload, and that is awesome. You can just run into a combat situation with 0 bullets in your gun, activate your max suit, and then start spraying those guys down. That is really cool. Still, you're going to have to be prepared for switching up your gameplay style halfway through a match. You might just have to pick up another weapon on the ground, and it might be totally different from what you're using, so knowing each weapon and how they work is key for doing well in matches. Obviously in Crysis 3, once you find a little bit of cover or something, you can whap out that weapon customization menu and customize the weapons that you pick up to your own liking. Whap an assault scope on there if you're playing some long range gameplay, or something else, maybe a laser sight if you're running around hip firing. There's one more thing that's key to long range gameplay, and a lot of people haven't been using this in the open beta so far. I don't think they realise how good it is. We're talking about stealth here. In Crysis 2 you could run around really close to enemies with stealth, jumping around, making people go crazy with your stealth combat, jumping in and out, getting the drop on people all the time with stealth. In Crysis 3 you do lose quite a bit of movement speed when you activate stealth mode, and a lot of people don't like it. This is actually a suggestion I gave to Crytek for them to improve stealth and to balance it, and I think it's the best way to balance stealth is to make it slower than power mode. You shouldn't be sprinting as fast as you do in power mode when you're in stealth mode, as simple as that. This suits us very well though for our long range gameplay. We're not moving too much when we're playing long range, we are pretty stationary sometimes, and oh my god, epic stealth takedown! Moving on, there's a few things you need to know about stealth to be able to use it effectively. One of those things is that stealth does drain your stealth energy bar really quickly. I tried to push it to the edge there and try and get another stealth kill on that guy. Unfortunately, I didn't quite make it. I had to kill him with my Nova and a punch. So make sure if you're using stealth, keep an eye on that stealth bar and don't let it hit 0 and get you caught out in the middle of an open field unawares with enemies all over you. The transition time for stealth does seem to be pretty long right now, and what the transition time is basically the time it takes for you to change from power mode into stealth mode and become completely invisible to your enemies. During this time you could be glowing bright red. I've seen plenty of enemies that appear to be glowing bright red as they transition into stealth, and also in the map museum you might see guys who flash bright white across the map before they disappear like they are transitioning into stealth, and for me that's an incredibly easy kill. So what you do not want to be doing is like getting abused by this bug. It might be a bug, it might be a feature. This might be the feature where you glow bright white when you transition into stealth, who knows, but you do not want to get caught out like that. So when you're going to activate stealth, make sure you're under cover, and when you come out of cover be sure that you are completely invisible to your enemies. Here's another vote kick against me, guys. Come on, really? I'm showing you guys the gameplays on YouTube and you're still vote kicking me. Jesus. There was definitely a guy in the server who wasn't a fan of me, but don't worry, I gave him my YouTube channel, so perhaps he's watching this video, learning a thing or two, and maybe I've gotten myself a new subscriber. Still got a minute and a half to go in this video, guys, and I want to just talk a little bit about playing the objective, or PTFO, as a lot of guys have been saying to me recently. This is open beta, so basically what I want to be doing is just getting a feel for the weapons, using as many different weapons as possible, leveling up my weapons by getting kills. To level up weapons you have to get kills with them. Leveling up your weapons unlocks new attachments, so you can try out different things and learn the balance of the weapons, and also see if there's anything that's a little bit overpowered and maybe Crytek needs to know about it. I'm really looking forward to when the full game comes out to play some team instant action where kills and deaths are the only things that matter, but obviously in Crysis what you want to be doing is getting some Crysis points, and my preferred way to do this is basically to patrol around the Crysis rather than stand on it. I don't want to be sniped or grenaded or blown up by some C4 or something like that. Unfortunately, we do lose this match, but thanks for watching, guys. We're going to see some match highlights again at the end. Let me know what you think about my video in the comments. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button, and if you're new to my channel, please subscribe as well, and check out some of my other videos. I'm trying to cover as many weapons as I possibly can in open beta before it finishes. Let me know in the comments below which weapon you want next. I have had a lot of requests for the bow, and I am still trying to learn the bow and the best way to go about it, countering auto armor and so on. But there you go, you've seen the FY71, you've seen some nice long range gameplay, you've seen my up close and personal feline and martial gameplays. Let me know what you want to see next, guys. Thanks for watching, and see you later.